there, Vipony, Rousepow here, and welcome back to Bunny Culture Stories, the show I talk about everything MLP Friendship is Magic. Recently, I achieved over 2,000 subscribers. I am so happy and honored to be supported by you, the amazing fans, friends and newcomers alike, and seeing my fantastic content. To celebrate this milestone, this will be a two-part special. The second part will be a surprise, so stay tuned for that. Now let's get to this first part, shall we? I am going to do a review on one of my favorite MLP fan projects of all time. It's a crossover, has the potential to be a video game. Well, it has inspired a fan game that is created since the series had finished airing. It features an amazing story, some awesome character interactions and development, and it keeps you at the edge of your seat at all times. This is the MLP and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney crossover, Turnabout Storm. On the 25th of October 2011, a brawny YouTuber named Neo Artemis, aka P1-Mlp created Turnabout Storm, a crossover between MLP Friendship is Magic and Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Honestly, I haven't heard of the Phoenix Wright game series itself before I came across this, and I didn't get into the series when I came across this after I first came into the Bonnie fandom in 2012, as the series started when Friendship is Magic began in 2011. Neo did an amazing job putting all this together along with animators, editors, musicians and voice actors to bring it to life. It looked like it can be a potential video game itself. After when this series ended 2 years ago in 2014, it inspired a few bunnies under Equestrian Dreamers to create the game My Little Investigations, with its debut case, True Blue Scootaloo, which I have seen my friend Maddie-chan play in the Skype call. And it also inspired a new sequel called Elements of Justice, which is going to be released this year. It took a few years for the project to be realized, and it did not disappoint, and really pulled it off. The story focuses on Phoenix Wright being summoned to Ponyville by Twilight Sparkle to help Rainbow Dash, who's been accused of murdering a Pegasus racer named Ace Swift in the Equestrian 500, while at the same time discovering the truth behind the mystery. At first, Phoenix wasn't sure of being able to be the attorney of this case after he was accidentally summoned to Equestria, but after seeing the severity of the case, he decides to team up with Twilight to be the attorney and help clear Rainbow Dash's name. It also features the great and powerful Trixie as the prosecutor to get Rainbow Dash guilty as part of a plan to get revenge on Twilight and the main six after being humiliated by them in Ghostbusters. My guess is the story takes place after Ghostbusters and Magic Duel, but before Magical Mystery Cure, as Twilight is still being shown here as a unicorn. During the trial, Rainbow was found guilty, only to be saved not only by Phoenix and Twilight with their evidence, but Fluttershy after she explains to the court what really happened on the nights of the murder. It gives a couple of surprising twists at the end of the trial, when Ace was manager Sonata, who's revealed to be the one who first assaulted Ace with the golf club, after he threatened to do her harm, after she decides to quit after the blackmailing scheme of all the other races including Rainbow. And it was actually Ace Swift who killed himself after being struck by lightning while he was flying and had the golf club in his mouth, clearing Rainbow's name and giving them the victory, much to Trixie's annoyance. The story really got me on the edge of my seat at all times, as it keeps you guessing on who the culprit is as soon as the team find the clues leading to the case, and it gives you the mystery atmosphere as it gives you the drive to join in on the investigation. A clever move they did with the story was they did part 3 into 2 perspectives, one with Phoenix and the other with Twilight, to give them a chance to interact with other characters whilst finding other valuable clues. That is clever storytelling for this one. The characters had awesome interactions with each other, especially Phoenix and Twilight. When the very first scene, they bounced off each other super well. They actually made the perfect team for the case, and thanks to their teamwork as well as their evidence, they won it for the good guys. They shared their interest in investigation and give each other advice when they needed. The interactions with other characters were awesome too. Rainbow and Fluttershy shared some heartbreaking and heartwarming moments and great character development. In the final episode where Rainbow tearfully apologizes to Fluttershy after she held him back for so long, going through the whole case as the prime suspect, for being a jerk to her before the retrial and saying it was her fault they were in this mess. Normally she doesn't show those emotions, but at that time she did. Fluttershy bravely went back to the stand to give the court information about the vital part of the case, which led to the victory at the end of the trial, taking the skills she learned for about facing her fears, like in the episodes Dragon Shy and Hurricane Fluttershy. Trixie had some development too, and clever interactions, especially when she calls Phoenix as Mr. Wrong. I mentioned earlier that she took the job of being prosecutor as revenge on the main six, especially Twilight, for exposing her as a fraud, but then she got a taste of her own medicine where Sonata called out on her in the final stage of the trial, which leads to the real reason behind Trixie's appearance. She wants to redeem herself after what happened last time she came to Ponyville, but she learned that revenge is not the right way to redeem herself. But in the end, Twilight and the main six forgive her and give her the money that was originally given to Phoenix as a token of their friendship. Sonata, a new OC character introduced to this series, was the manager of Ace Swift. She is quite like a businessman, always up on the go doing paperwork. She strongly believes in justice, and also due to her being a lawyer, she is ruthless and will do anything to get a guilty verdict. She believes all the ponies are lower than herself and expects ponies to treat her like she's something special. She'll do anything to get what she wants. Due to her eye for detail, she not only goes to blackmailing to get ponies into a position where they can't refuse her demands. She is skilled at getting ponies to keep their mouths shut. As such, she hasn't been caught yet, and if she does, she'll probably wheedle her way out of it. However, when she confessed to what happened, everything changed for her, as she realized how one mistake actually costed her. Sonata and Ace Swift were behind a blackmailing scheme to all the other races including Rainbow Dash, but there was more to Sonata when she came to testify. She wanted to quit as Ace's manager because she felt they were going too far. But Ace Swift threatened to do her harm with the intent to silence her, but when the trial was over, she accepted her punishment for her crimes and learned that Ace was killed by lightning. She left on good terms with Phoenix, Twilight and the others. The other characters include Rarity, Pinky and Applejack, have some great moments in terms of comedy, including Rarity saying the main catchphrases in the game when Phoenix enters a carousel boutique, and Pinky made funny comments about Sonata's cutie mark, along with appearances from other characters including Gilda, trying to redeem herself after the events of Griffin the Brush-Off, Derpy, Big Mac and CMC, with some great moments too. We also get cameos from other characters in the Phoenix Wright franchise as well. The moral of what happened in this series is actually really relatable, depending on how you look at it. Twilight learned from Trixie that friendship is sometimes unnecessary, like art, poetry, and music. We don't need it to survive like food and water. Rather, it's one of those things that gives our lives value and meaning, giving us that reason to push forward. It allows us to achieve feats of strength and valor we never knew we had in ourselves in order to protect the ones we care about. And by uniting, even the biggest opponents can be overcome. But Trixie was wrong because using friendship actually saved the day, and it should never be underestimated. It relates to us as the Pony community because through the good times and the bad times, we stand together and we show the world that it is a welcoming community and to share our talents, strengths and weaknesses, and that is what being part of this fandom is all about. Overall, Turnabout Storm is a series I recommend you guys watching, whether you're a fan of MLP, or Phoenix Wright, or a bit of both. It has an exciting story that brings you to the edge of your seat each time. The voice cast is amazing at bringing the characters to life. The comedy was top-notch, the animation was excellent, and the moral was great too. So stay tuned for part 2 of my 2000 sub celebrations. Until then, I am Rosepout saying, see you later, every pony!